Hi, Mom. I see you.
Can you believe they're letting us do this?
No, get out of your bubble, man. We're doing Guns and Gear from SHOT Show. It's Vegas.
That's right. If you're driving around Vegas, you're looking out the window of your hotel and you see us on the Sphere, don't be alarmed. I'm sorry, everybody. Welcome in. We are back with more from SHOT Show 2025, presented by Palmetto State Armory, and this is our Guns and Gear coverage. So we got some guns, we got some gear, we got some lube. Steve.
Yeah, absolutely.
Steve's here from Slip 2000. You guys probably know Slip 2000. It's kind of like this Gun Lube brand and cleaning and all this that has a cult following. People are very passionate about their cleaning products.
They are, and for some reason, Slip 2000 is one of those ones that once you try it, you're locked in for life.
Yep.
And cult following's is semi-accurate because that's kind of how we started.
Really?
We came about because the founder of Slip 2000 had an industrial chemical line.
Okay.
He made wire rope lubricants. He made chain lubricants. But he shot sporting clays.
Okay.
And he hated cleaning the shotgun. So he modified his industrial lubricant to work on his shotgun. He went out and shot 300-400 rounds and then wiped his shotgun down. And everyone there was like, how did you do that?
Right.
He goes, well, I put this on there. Well, what is it? It's my juice. It's whatever. So, hey, can I get some of that? Somebody said, I want some of that. Then some guy had a store, and he's like, I want to sell your stuff. Well, it didn't exist. It was just something
not a
he
product.
made.
It's not real.
It's not real. It's not real. So they said, okay, what are you going to do? He goes, well, I'm going to have to make it up. So he came up with SLIP 2000, Synthetic Lubricant Industrial Penetrant. That's what SLIP stands for. 2000 is just a formulation number. Oddly enough, it came around the year 2000, so everyone thinks that's what it's attached to, but it's really not. It's like, WD-40, the 40 is the formula, 2000 is our formula. But he made the gun lube, and he started labeling it and started selling it, and cult following. Somebody got a hold of it, they used it, they loved it, another store wanted to put it in, and then eventually his son was hand pumping bottles in the garage to get them out, and sooner than later, it became something you couldn't ignore.
Yeah.
And he said, you know what, we got to start marketing this and branding this.
This is real. This is a real business.
This is a real thing.
Yeah.
And so we did. So the Gun Lube came out, and he had a Gun Lube and a choke tube cleaner that he used to clean the choke tubes, to break the plastic wad off and clean the carbon off.
I need to talk to you about a choke tube that I got a problem with.
Okay. All right. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
So, but that came about, and we were doing okay with that. And then two things happened. Pat Rogers, a tactical trainer, famed tactical trainer, he loved the Gun Lube, and he asked, do you have anything that lasts longer?
Okay.
So we modified the base formula, and we came out with our EWL formula.
Okay.
The Extreme Weapons Lubricant.
And how would you go from a regular gun lube to this, or why would someone do that?
So the main reason is, and the way we did is we added a wear property to it to make it last 4 to 5 times longer.
Oh, wow.
The idea behind it is our gun lube on an AR platform can go 500-600 rounds before you need to relube it. The EWL will go 2,000 to 4,000 rounds before you need to relube it.
Before you even need to relube it.
Right. So now the tactical trainers can do an entire class without any jams or failures.
That's big.
And we made it for them, but we never marketed the product. It was just, hey, Pat, this is for you for your training. Then the law enforcement guys are taking classes, and then they're wanting to buy it for their departments, and then pretty soon, without any marketing, that's our number one selling product.
Because you know what it is. People like gun lube, but if there's something that is extreme, we want that. I mean, it's probably the guy who
it's better.
Doesn't even shoot that much, but that's okay.
I'll tell you how many guys buy that when I tell them they don't need it. It's too much. You're shooting 100 rounds. Gun lube's all you need. I think that's better. I should put it
better.
on. I'm okay.
Hey,
all right.
I'll let you.
I'm not gonna
what about the
talk you out
yellow
of it.
one? What's that one?
So our only complaint about the EWL was the viscosity, because when we added the wear property, it thinned the viscosity down to a 6-weight.
Oh,
which, if you're throwing in a machine gun, is fantastic because it's going to migrate. It goes where it needs to go. But you put it on a carry gun, or you're putting it on your just everyday use, it goes everywhere. So we thickened it up, and we sent it out. We made a 30, a 50, a 70, and a 90 weight and said, let us know what you think.
Wow.
They came back and said, we love your 30 weight and the light grease. And I'm like, light grease? What are you talking about? Well, the light grease is the 90 weight. It's just thick enough to be a grease. So if you like EWL, we have multiple viscosities for whatever your application is. Now, we found the regular EWL does very well in cold weather.
Okay, that's important.
Very, very much so. And then the 30 tends to lend itself if you're in a hot, humid area in the heat, or if you're shooting suppressed.
Okay.
It's fantastic. Holds up against the blowback. It does a very good job with that.
Okay, so you got options depending on how you're shooting and the conditions you're in. You've got options. Now, Chris is testing this out. He was actually on the workbench, and he has some tips on how to use this.
Hey, thanks, guys. I'm working on some guns using all the Slip 2000 products. For these guns, I just chose the Buddy Pack, and the Buddy Pack is pretty cool because it comes with this giant bottle that you can refill your applicator bottle, and I like these for my range bags. Everybody always needs lube, and nobody has it when they need it. I like the applicator because I can get into all the spots I want it to be. I already did the rifle. The Carbon Killer works. You can see from my rag, I mean, the Carbon Killer works. So we soaked the parts in there, stuff that wasn't really bad. I just, wiped them down. The carbon came right off. But I don't understand what this is for. This came with the Carbon Killer. It was in with the packaging. Someone's going to have to explain that to me. I already wiped down this pistol. This is one of KJ's. Obviously, he doesn't clean his guns a whole lot. But I chose the standard Buddy Pack, and this is for pistols, rifles, and shotguns. And this is exactly what we're doing here. It's not suppressed, it's not full auto, it's not anything special. So applicator, I can hit those fine spots while I'm working on these guns, and I can put it back together. If I was going to do my barrel, I like to put quite a bit because I'm still a proponent of a wet gun as a happy gun, and Slip 2000 says to rub it in, let it sit, and penetrate the steel. Not a problem, I can do that. I like to put a little bit in my barrel hood. I like to run some down the rails. Here again, a wet gun is a happy gun. If your gun is too dry and you oil it like your daddy said, just a wipe here and a wipe there, man, you can't be going to classes with that. This is backwards. There we go. I screwed that up already. But you guys are doing a great job with your products, and I like that there's different variations. The gun wipes, for me, these are super handy to have in my range bag also, or keep some in the gun safe because you're in the gun safe, you're moving things around, you're touching things. Then you wipe everything down with that, and it can stay in there for a while. It's going to stay lubricated. You can do all that stuff and still keep your guns from getting fingerprints and rust spots. But this gun is ready to rock. And this rag, folks, what I like to do is I like to keep a rag on my bench that is dedicated to my lubricant. Now I know this gets dirty, and it's going to get dirty because I don't clean my guns. I change the oil. But this gun always has stuff on it. I can use it to wipe down the outside of whatever it is I'm working on. I really like the way this Carbon Killer worked on the AR from the tail of the bolt and everything else. Back to you guys, Slip 2000. Knocking it out of the park today.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, and now Steve's going to tell us all the ways that Chris screwed up cleaning the gun.
Well, let's start with the big one. What is that little wire for?
Yeah, we got Carbon Killer here,
right?
Which is, by the way, I don't know what it is. I just think it's the coolest looking cleaner. It's two parts. You shake it up, it becomes one thing. But what's this little wire thing for?
So this product right here, Carbon Killer. We also make a choke tube cleaner.
Yeah.
Okay. Choke tube cleaner, gas piston cleaner. So when that thing gets carboned up, you throw it in there 20 minutes, pull it out, wipe it clean.
Yeah.
That little hanger is perfect size to drop a choke on.
Oh.
Then drop it inside the jar, and then you can pull it out. But we included it on the Carbon Killer because if you're doing a bolt or a smaller part, then you could hook it on there and drop it in. Now, my recommendation for this is to get a Pyrex dish or a small stainless steel tray, pour it in, throw your parts in, let them soak, clean them, then pour it back in the jar because
reuse it.
It is reusable.
Okay.
It'll last over and over again.
How long do you soak stuff for?
It depends on how dirty it is, but we recommend 15 to 20 minutes should be all you need. And if you're using our lubricant, 5 minutes.
Okay. Now, people are going to ask, what if I forget it in there? Is there a risk of damaging it?
On blued parts and some other finishes, it'll fade or remove them if you leave it in.
Okay.
Now, Mississippi State Troopers called us because they threw their blued revolver cylinders in there and left for the weekend. And when they came back, they were no longer blued.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, so we do warn people it's an aggressive cleaner. But once you start using the lubricants, this is overkill. You don't even need it.
That's the part I'd love to talk about, is because people want to lube their guns to make sure their guns run reliably, but they want to make the cleaning part easier. How does it do that? By using the lube, it makes it easier to clean.
So the lubricant being a pure synthetic, no petroleum, no Teflon, no silicone, it never gums up, it never gets sticky or tacky. But the nature of the product is it's a CLP. It hates carbon. Being a synthetic, you put it on your metal, it bonds with it, and as you're shooting, when the carbon hits that, it dissolves it and blows it out. You're not getting the carbon buildup you would with other lubricants. Okay. So then you come in, I can use the Gun Lube, which is our everyday lubricant, shoot 300 rounds in my pistol, and I can come in with the gun wipe it down, put it away. I have 6,000 rounds through my SIG, and I haven't touched it with a cleaner.
It just wipes clean.
I just wipes clean.
All right. Chris mentioned it, the gun wipes. Talk about these because they are so handy.
They're a wonderful, wonderful thing. The gun wipe is just a little towelette with our Gun Lube on it.
Okay.
But it doesn't dry out. And people are starting to find out that they can wipe guns down in the safe and put it back in the foil or put it in a little plastic bag and use it over and over again.
Sure.
I'm kind of more of a neat freak when I clean my gun. My sales guys will tell you they can clean 3 guns with one of them.
Wow.
I use 3 of them to clean one gun.
So depending on your personality.
Yeah, I don't like to take a dirty rag and put it back onto my firearm and wipe it down. I prefer to get a clean one and continue to wipe the stuff off and re-lube.
You're that guy.
I'm that guy a little bit.
Run a patch through until it comes out clean. I'm like 7 minutes in going, it's not clean yet. But I just call it good. But
yeah, absolutely.
Steve's there for an hour and a half.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Honestly, I had about 400 rounds for my pistol, and I did another demo and showed them how to wipe it down, and in less than a minute, my pistol was clean.
Unreal.
So, yeah, I am OCD about it with not wanting to use one cloth, but it's so fast, it's not an hour. That's the beauty of it. It's gun care simplified.
Okay, some people they love their gun lube, or they don't care and they buy whatever is out there. Not necessarily naming any names, but if you don't buy the right gun lube, gun cleaner, what would somebody see or experience with their guns if it's just not really good stuff?
Sure. A lesser lube, a petroleum-based lube, will flash off. It burns. And once it burns off, now you're burning the carbon fouling into the steel, and it's why it's such a pain to clean.
Oh, okay.
There's no barrier between the carbon and the steel.
That makes sense.
So you're out scrubbing, and you're doing your elbow grease and toxic chemicals trying to get... With us, we don't burn off.
Gotcha.
It lasts longer. Now, if you're going to go out and shoot 50 rounds at the range, it doesn't really matter what you use.
Right.
You're not going to see a big
difference. You could use Crisco.
You really could. You really could. When you start getting in 100, 200, 300 rounds, or an AR platform going 1,500 rounds, that's when you start to see the huge separation between other products and ours.
Gotcha.
Because we just last longer.
Gotcha. Awesome. Is there anything else people need to know about Slip 2000?
Well, we are a complete gun care line now. We started with the lubricants and cleaners, but we've involved other accessories, cleaning kits and rods and mats and the full gamut of whatever you need. You can go to our store or find it online, and pretty much anything that you would want to clean and service your firearm is available through Slip 2000.
Awesome. All right, go check them out. Slip 2000. Keep your guns clean, keep them lubed, keep them running, make them easier to clean. That's pretty nice. And we'll be back with more from SHOT Show 2025, presented by Palmetto State Armory. Thanks for watching.
For more great gun content, subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages. You can also watch the Gun Talk channels on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon. And of course, you can always find us at guntalk.com. Thanks for watching.